Okay, welcome back for science class. Topic that was going on is crop production, right?
Yes, sir.
Crop production. In the
Yes.
previous class, we discussed about the various methods of crop production. We'll start from there only. Are you maintaining all these in your class notes? In your notebook?
Yes, sir. I have a notebook. 1 second, sir. I will show you.
You should maintain all these things in your notes, in your notebook. It is required for further revision. Whenever you need, you can revise it. Let's continue.
Sir, I have a question.
Yes.
Yes, sir. I have a notebook for science.
Sir, what is a seed drill?
First of all, keep your mic properly. Then talk to me.
Sir, what is a seed drill?
Okay, this is still to be discussed. Wait for that. Chapter crop production, and the topic we are going to do presently is methods of crop production. The very first thing we have to do is soil preparation. What do you mean by soil preparation? Soil preparation means making soil ready for crop production. So what are the factors we have to take care of when we are going to produce crop or we are sowing seeds into the soil? Preparing soil involves turning the soil breaking bigger lumps into smaller pieces into smaller pieces. If the soil has made a bigger lump and it is hard, you will get a very bad result of after sowing the seed. So you have to break it into smaller pieces. After that, you have to add some manure into it. Let's keep adding manure for the next step. Preparing soil involves turning the soil, breaking bigger lumps into smaller. Why is this important? See what will happen. Consider a very hard surface of soil. Very hard surface of soil. What will happen into it? You will sow the seed will be just kept on the upper surface of the soil, and birds will pick all the seeds. So you will have a great loss of seeds. You have sown the seeds into the soil expecting that that will grow into the plant and it will give you some crops, but nothing will happen like that. You have sown the seed onto the surface of hard soil. Birds will come and pick all the seeds one by one. They will eat the seeds. No advantage.
Yes, sir.
You know, hard soil looks like what? I'll show you. See how hard soil may look like this, broken into pieces. If you sow the seed over it, the seed has very less chance to be germinated. If that is not getting germinated, how can that give you the production? Of course it will not, right? So it is important to
Yes.
turn the soil, and when you turn the soil and if the lumps are bigger, your seeds will still be visible by the birds, for the birds. If you sow the seeds into the soil and the soil lumps are bigger size, the seeds will be visible between the bigger lumps. Birds will
Okay.
come pick them up. Again the
Yes.
loss. So you want the seeds be hidden in the soil. So you first turn it, break the bigger lumps into the smaller. Now the seed particles are like powdery substance, very small particles are there, small pieces are there. So your seeds will be hidden inside the soil and it cannot be visible. If it is not visible for the birds, it will not be eaten and your seeds will be safe in the soil. So this is important. Okay, but how is that done? Now the next question is, if the soil preparation means these things, how we can do this? See, this step can be done manually or by using some machine. How manually? A person, human, a man or woman will take some tools that is used to dig the soil. You take a tool, dig the soil, turn it over. So it can be done manually, but this takes much more time. It's very time consuming process. If you have a very large area for crop production and you are doing this process, this step manually, it may take 10 to 15 days for you to just for the soil preparation. Suppose if it takes 10 to 15 days just in single process, and a crop generally takes 3 to 4 months to complete the life cycle, don't you think you have invested much more time just in the single process, single step?
Yes, sir.
So that is a big
Yes,
loss
sir.
for a farmer. Farmers are like, manufacturers. A manufacturer produce some types of products in the factory. They always want to produce more and more products into the factory so that they can get more profit. Similarly, a farmer will also want to get the huge amount of production from the soil, from the farming land. So time is very crucial there. If they are going to sow the seeds into the soil, mostly, not all, but mostly the seeds will take 3 to 4 months to complete the life cycle. So it is very important. You can use some machines. Now let us know what are the machines for it. What are the machines for it? Machines also are of different kinds. Some machines may be less efficient. Some other machines may be more efficient. So machines, let us put a question here. How is it done? How is it done? We can put an answer here. It can be done manually using some tools, but it is a time consuming process. process. So it is preferred using some machine. Now the next question, what are the machines? Let's add here itself, such as a plow. Do you know what is plow?
No, sir.
A tractor, etc. Have you seen a tractor?
Yes, sir, I mean. Yes, sir.
Have you seen a plow?
No,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Okay, if you have not seen, I'll show you. See, can you see this image here?
Yes,
This
sir.
image, this image, see, especially this one. This is he is a farmer and he is using a plow. This plow is made of wood and iron. A small part of iron is used just to dig the soil, and rest of the part of the plow is made of wood. And to just drag it away, drag it forward, they use oxen, some animals. It may be buffalo, it may be horses, etc., whatever. So they use the force provided by oxen, buffalo, whatever.
Okay, sir.
And see this image, a tractor machine. Tractor is of course more efficient, it has much more power, it has more strength, it can plow, it can dig the soil very quickly, a large area in a very smaller time. But a plow takes much more time. But it all depends on your requirement. Suppose you are a small farmer, you have a very small farming land. Why will you go to invest that much huge money to hire a tractor and then turn the soil? You will want to do this with a very less cost. It takes very less cost. Any small farmer can own this plow. This plow is very cheaper machine. Any farmer can have it. They can buy it, they can have it, their own.
Okay, sir.
And oxen, buffaloes, cows, etc., small farmers mostly have. So all these things are already available with small farmers. So they can achieve it with almost free of cost or at a very low cost. So small farmers don't prefer to have tractors and do this practice. But yes, if you are a large farmer and you have a huge area of land, this process will take much time and you don't want to invest that much amount of time. You will hire a tractor for this purpose. Right?
Yes, sir.
I'll show you a video for it.
Okay, sir.
See, the oxen are just dragging it and there is a very small digging part in the bottom here. The soil is getting
Yes, sir.
turned
I
in.
can see.
The soil is getting turned. Can you see it clearly?
Yes, sir, I can see.
Yes. So this is a very small part of land and this farmer can afford it easily. It's very cheaper method to do this. But yes, if you want, it may take, I think this part of land can be plowed. It may take 7 to 8 hours or a complete day, the whole day time. But the same farming land, if plowed with the help of tractor, it may be done within a few hours, like 1.5 hour or 2 hours, or maybe in half hour. It depends on how much land, how much time you have, how much cost you can pay for it. These are the factors you can think of. Well, so we got to know how soil is prepared. Soil preparation step is done. The next step is seed selection. Seed selection. Why is it important? Why farmers do it? Actually, what type of production you want to have depends on what type of seed you are sowing into the field. What variety of the crop you want. Like if we talk about the rice, in the previous class also I gave you some idea. Let's talk about once more about it. If you are a rice farmer, you want to produce rice into your farming land, you may focus over the quantity or you may focus over the quality. Some good quality rice may give you lesser production, but it sells at the higher cost. For example, if we talk about area of the land, suppose hectare, so per hectare possibly you will get only 100 kg or 200 kg of the rice. Only 100 or 200 kg of rice in a 1 hectare of land. That is very less production. But
Yes, sir.
if it sells at a higher cost of 150 rupees per kg or 200 rupees per kg, still you will get some good profit. Instead that, you may want to have large quantity rice. There is a risk. If you are producing very high quality rice that costs 150 to 200 rupees per kg, then you will need that class of customer to sell your rice. Normal people who don't prefer to have that costly rice to consume, you cannot sell your rice to them. They will not buy your rice, and your rice will be kept into the storage. You will not get any profit. So some farmers prefer to grow some normal quality rice that gives huge production quantity. For example, per hectare you may get 1000 kgs or 800 kgs. If you get 800 kg of rice per hectare and suppose it sells for very low price of 50 rupees a kg, still there is more chance that your rice will be sold into the market. You will get some customers to sell your rice. So overall, yes, it was cheaper. You got only 50 rupees for 1 kg of rice, but you got the customers so easily. You could
Yes.
sell it so easily, and of course you got a huge amount of huge quantity as well. So this is also a good practice. This all depends on which area you are doing this practice in, what type of land you have, what quality of soil you have there, what type of atmosphere, environment. So there are many factors. Suppose you choose a variety of rice that needs much more quantity of water, but in your locality you get only small amount of rain in your region. Will you prefer to have that quantity of rice to produce?
No, sir.
Of
No,
course
sir.
not, because you know it will need much more water.
Yes, sir.
And in your
Sir, your voice is not audible. Okay, sir.
can you hear now?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so we were discussing about the seed selection. Did you know what are the factors over which seed selection process depends? Seed selection process depends on climate in your region, quality of soil that you have in your farming land, amount of water that you can provide. It is related to somewhere climate also, but water, I mean irrigation is done manually by some artificial method as well, you know. Suppose you want to
Yeah.
grow some type of soil, some type of rice in your farming land which needs much more water, but in your region there is very less rainfall, still you can produce that rice in your region if you have artificial methods to provide water, to supply water. Like you may be having some water pump and a tube well or a boring. There is a machine boring. You have to make a hole into the soil very deep so that you can get some water layer inside, and you have to take out water from that layer, deep layer of soil, and supply that water to your farming land. That is the artificial method of providing water to your soil, to your crops. So you can, if you can afford all these, you can choose that, but mostly people don't prefer it. Especially small farmers don't prefer it. They don't afford. They actually they don't want to invest that much money. They can't afford. Okay, so seed selection, selecting good quality seeds, good quality seeds, good quality healthy seeds, that is suitable for a particular region, climate, irrigation facility, etc. Now, suppose you are a farmer, you have bought some seeds from the market. How will you check if your seeds are healthy or not? Do you have any method, any scientific method? No? Let me teach this. Actually, this is why we study science. We all study science till class 10. From class 1 to class 10, we all have to study science. You know why? Because of these small steps that we have to take during our practices. So if you have studied science carefully, you can apply the methods to your farming practices as well, or in other part of life, other practices of life. So let's talk about how to check if your seed is of good quality, is of not of quality actually, it should not be diseased. So let's create a question, let's frame a question. How to check if seed is healthy? So I'm giving you a way, you can practice it. Suppose in your home you have some seeds, you might be having, I guess, no need to suppose. You might be having some gram seeds, maybe wheat. Do you have wheat in your home? Ask your mother.
Yes.
Not now, later on. Ask your mother if you have wheat. Now what you can do, put the wheat into the soil. Sorry, in water. Take a tumbler, take a container, water container with some water in it. Put the wheat seeds into the water. What will happen, you know? In a few minutes, 2, 3, 4, 5 minutes, the healthy seeds is actually heavier. It will settle down in the bottom. It will go down into the water to the bottom. But the seeds which are diseased, not healthy, or eaten by some insect inside, will float over the surface of the water.
Okay, sir.
Because if the seed is diseased, it has some type of disease, it's not healthy, the weight of the seed will be very less. Due to the lighter weight, it will not settle down into the bottom, it will float over the surface. So this is one method you can check if the soil, if the seeds are healthy or not.
Sir, does this method work with vegetables also?
Keep your mic first. How many times I have to say that?
Sir, does this way also work with vegetables?
Does this way also what?
Sir, does this method also work with vegetables?
Yes, if you are checking the seeds of the vegetables, yes, this method will work. Okay.
Sir, not seeds. I'm talking about the vegetables.
No. If you are talking about vegetables, raw vegetables, that will not work. I am talking about seeds, dry seeds. Dry seeds. Let us see this video. So this lady has some old seeds and she wants to check if the seeds are still healthy. She has some seeds in these packets and she is not sure if the seeds are healthy. So she is going to perform the scientific experiment. See how. Okay, she is using a different method. Okay, let us learn this one too. So what she did, she has taken tissue paper, put some seeds into it. Now she is putting the tissue paper inside a plastic bag. After wetting it, putting some water over it, put it inside the plastic bag so that it is damp. Now see, after 3 to 5 days, they are germinated. That means the seeds are healthy, right?
Sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, this was one method. You can put it in water and the result will come in 5 minutes at most. To check if seed is diseased or eaten by some insects or eaten by insects, put the seeds in water and wait for a few minutes. Healthy seeds will settle down in the bottom of the water and diseased seeds will float because of being lighter weight, because of being lightweight. Does this make sense to you?
Right.
Did you understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Sir, but I have one question.
Sorry?
Sir, I have a question.
Yes. What is that?
Why are disease seeds lighter?
A seed is diseased because of some bacteria, some insect, some type of germs. So it is mostly eaten inside, and that's why it is lighter. Got it?
Yes, sir. Sir,
But see, this method is not 100% efficient. In this method also, you may get some seeds which are settled but still not healthy. This is not 100% efficient. By this method, you will be able to remove mostly diseased seeds, but not all. Most of the diseased seeds can be removed, but not all by this method. Got it?
Yes, sir.
This is not 100% efficient.
okay, sir.
So, what are the good practices for just a moment?
Okay, sir.
Okay, now there are some questions based on turning the soil, I mean soil preparation and seed selection. Let us have those questions. Question is, why is it important to turn the soil? Why is it important to turn the soil? And the answer is, let us first understand, then I will write it. If you turn the soil, soil has smaller particles, powdered almost, so seeds can be hidden into the soil and may remain invisible to the birds, so they cannot eat them, right? First advantage. Now the second is that if the seed gets germinated, the roots will develop, roots and shoots will develop, right?
Yes, sir.
See, if the seed germinates, is it visible to you? Is it visible here?
Yes, sir.
So if seed germinates, the root goes inside and the shoot goes up, and the seed gets destroyed slowly. Seed gets destroyed and the root goes inside, and the seed itself goes up to become the shoot. Later on, it is destroyed. You can see, here the seed leaf came here up. Later on, it is in the bottom here and the leaves are growing over, right? So if the soil,
sir.
if the soil is loose, lighter, the roots may penetrate into the soil so easily. Think, if the soil is very hard, the roots will not be able to penetrate the soil and go inside. It will be very difficult for them to penetrate the soil inside. Do you think so?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
So this is the reason. There are many other reasons. Third reason is that suppose you irrigate the land, you give water to the soil, and the soil is very hard. What will happen? Soil cannot absorb the water so easily and quickly. The water will just flow away, and seeds, the plants, will not get sufficient amount of water. So it is very important to prepare the soil. If the soil is loose, it can absorb the water easily. Right?
Yes, sir.
This was the third reason. Now the fourth reason. If the soil is prepared, made powdery, it becomes airy also. Airy means air can go inside the soil. Air can go inside.
Yes, sir.
Have you seen this? If not, then I'm giving you a way. You might be having some flower pots at your home. Do you have flower pots?
No, sir.
You don't have any plant in your pots.
Sir, I
No,
have.
sir.
Amazing. Now choose a pot in which you have not irrigated for a long time. Suppose at least it's a summer season. In 4 or 5 days, water is completely evaporated from the soil and soil becomes completely white without water. Now if you put water into it, you will notice some bubbles will come out of the soil. Where does this bubble came from? Where does this bubble come from? Actually,
It was the air inside the soil.
Actually, when there was no water, air was inside. You put water, air went up. Air is lighter, water is heavier. Heavier things goes down, lighter things comes up. That's why the bubbles are coming. Okay, so what is the advantage of getting air inside the soil? Know that there are some good bacteria, friendly bacteria for farmers. There are some bacteria in the soil which are friendly for farmers. Why friendly for farmers? Because those bacteria help their plant grow better and they get better production. If those bacteria are not in the soil, they'll not get a better production. That's why we are calling those bacteria friendly bacteria. And if that bacteria is available in the soil, that needs oxygen for breathing, right?
Yes.
If air goes inside, the bacteria can breathe easily. That can give you advantage. So this was the fourth advantage of preparing the soil, right?
Yes, sir.
Instead writing turn the soil, let us change the question. Why is it important to prepare the soil? Prepare the soil. And the answer is here. Preparing the soil is important because of following reasons. Following reasons. First, what was the first reason? What was the first reason? roots can penetrate easily into the soil. You forgot, I taught and you forgot. What is the advantage? Second reason, prepared soil can absorb water quickly and sufficiently. Third reason. What was the third reason? No idea. Prepared soil. Why are you acting like a careless? Why are you acting like careless? Why are you not responding on time? Prepared soil allows air to go in. That is required by friendly bacteria in the soil, living in the soil. Okay, and any more reason? Any more reason? Okay, let's have 3 only. Well, so today we learned about 2 methods of farming practices, crop production, soil preparation and seed selection, right?
Yes.
Now we have to end the class here only. I hope you have learned it. Now what you need to do, I'll send this class notes. You have to maintain this in your notebook, memorize it, learn it carefully, and if you get any question, talk to me in the next class. Till then, bye bye. See you in the next class.
Bye, sir.
Bye, sir.